Welcome to the Nose Plays Endless Legend. Today we're going to play about the first 20 turns of Game of Endless Legend. This is my official tribute video to my favorite YouTube SB. Thank you for getting me interested in doing this. It's been a fun ride watching you play so many hours of this game and learning so much from you. So, without further ado, we're going to start a new game. I have my favorite settings picked out. I'll just give you a quick peek at them in case you can pause the video. And I've played hundreds of games of Endless Legend, and these are kind of the settings that I like to play on. I block the Mazzari. I don't like duplicate races, even 2 Vaulter races is too much for me, so I just disabled the Mazzari, and that way I only get 1 Vaulter player at a time. And since Vaulters are my favorite race, and one that I've played the most, I think I'm going to go ahead and choose them for this game. I know SB likes to use orange. I'm going to go with the light blue. That's my favorite color. And off we go. So I've had this game since release. In fact, I followed it even before it was released. It was in early access, and I was kind of following some of the videos that would pop up on my Steam channel or whatnot. It just had a really amazing looking art style, and the music to some of the videos impressed. The game itself is just beautiful and fantastic, and Amplitude has done an amazing job with the lore. They've just added so much detail to their world. The endless world of games are all kind of interconnected, but they're all very different games, which is awesome. This race really personifies that because they're actually in pretty much every version of every game in some form. So they have probably the richest history of all the races and factions. And
our legend spoke of a great journey beneath the stars. Safe in our halls and minds, we ignored these old tales. But then the great quake cracked our halls open, revealing ancient secrets and relics. These unknown relics carried our patterns, our images, hints of a hidden past. We took them and fled the destruction, seeking a new life on the surface. Now the legends and relics of our past show the way to our future. The journey will be dangerous, sometimes deadly, but we go forth without fear or ignorance. For courage and knowledge are the bywords of the Vaulters.
Alright, so we have a Draken player. Draken look like they are the red player in the game. We'll have to watch out for them. The first thing I like to do when I start the game is kind of zoom out and see where I am in relation to the map. So it looks like we're starting in the northern hemisphere of the map. You can see the border here. There's not going to be too much to the north of us. That also means that this is probably the ocean. Yeah. So the ocean will be over to this side of us and also to the north of us, which means we only really have 2 directions to scout in, south and east. We also started right next to a relic, or a ruined relic. So go ahead and search that real quick. Okay, 5 glass steel. Huh, we can actually activate our strategic with no city. That's kind of funny. Looks like we're going to start with a titanium deposit, which is useful. And zooming out, I don't see a a lot of anomalies. Just this one. Let's go ahead and turn on the... Oh, that's rich. Okay, so the Crystal Forest is really, really strong. A really strong start for Vaulters because of the bonus science that it provides. Let's do a little bit of scouting to the south with one of our Marines. Let's just go one tile at a time. Okay. And send this other Marine. I really hate how the ruins really get in the way in the early game. Quite annoying. Alright, send you over that way. Alright, so we do have a couple of anomalies over here too. Let's take a look at the FIDS output over there as compared to over where we were looking before. So 21 food is fantastic, but 5 of every other resource is pretty poor. Man, that's brutal. So 0 dust on any of these tiles. But 16 science, my goodness, you would. Yeah. Yep, I think we're gonna have to go over here. That's not a great start, but I don't see a lot of options. Let's go ahead and move there. And then let's see if we can't detach our hero and get a little more vision. Okay. Wow. Now I have a decision to make. This looks very enticing. I don't know what the rest of these tiles are going to be. A lack of industry could be brutal. But the double anomalies, and this one has an approval buff. I'm thinking we can make it there on turn 2. Wow, alright, we're gonna make a risky play. We're gonna end our turn not in our starting region, but actually in our neighboring region. Or build our first city in our neighboring region. Before we do that, though. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think this is the right choice. We can build a nice triangular city this direction and 4 anomalies is going to be hard to beat. Oh, look at that. Yep. 16, 10, 12, 5, 10. That is it. Go. And haunts to boot. Haunts are an interesting faction for us to assimilate because of the science bonus that they provide. Alright, let's continue exploring, shall we? Actually, let's go this direction. We might want to see what territory we've claimed. And we'll send this guy this way. Alright, I like to queue up my buildings. Yeah, that's not gonna matter. First research. We have several turns, 4 turns, and 9 turns worth of buildings. Which means we have time to do language square. I think language square is usually a good choice for your first tech. Kind of figure out our movement patterns here. Alright. Believe that's everything we need to do for this first turn. Ah, look at that. Happy already. Faction quest 15 glass steel for assimilating the haunts. We will have language square in 1 turn, which means in 1 turn we want to be right there. That way we can chit chat with these guys. Looks like we have 2 haunt villages. A 3 haunt village territory would be fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and queue up the spice extractor. Probably not gonna build them in that order, but it doesn't hurt to have them in the queue. And our other marine needs to go for a walk. Five turns. We can make it there in 5 turns, surely. Maybe not. Two. Yeah, we'll go there first. Alright. Most important building in the game, Mill Foundry. Everything else happens faster once your Mill Foundry is down. Language square will allow us to parlay. 50 dust. 50 dust will definitely be coming your way. Maybe sooner than later. Ooh. Nice. Build 2 extractors. Well, we've got 1 queued up already. dust, please. 30 dust. There's a 50 we need. Five glass steel to the other haunt village. I do not need a hero though, so we can do that with you. The faster we get these haunts assimilated, the better. More population for our territory. Alright, we have some extra movement. We already have most of this region uncovered. We might as well uncover the rest of it. Although, I'm probably going to bring him back this direction, so it makes more sense actually to send her out this way. There we go. Alright. So far, so good. Feels like a good start. Not in a hurry for that ruin. Looks like we'll make it after all. This way as much as possible. Oh, it's found a sword. And pull the old switcheroo. That should give us, yeah, perfect. Look at that. Empty location, Kazanji, okay. Next turn. This is probably the break wall. Yep. Decent shield once we get some titanium. Alright, we're one turn away from Mill Foundry. We'll have our public library almost built by the time we get it. That's pretty cool. It's going to be the fastest path to that location. Yeah, we may have forgotten to do this last turn, but we didn't forget this turn. Alright. It's one of the things I like to do. I always like to keep an extra pop on food. I think it just grows ever so slightly a little bit more quickly. Like, one turn here and there may not seem like a lot, but it adds up over the course of a game. Alright. We'll be able to assimilate these guys in a few turns if we want. However, that will hamper our empire plan. Decisions, decisions. What would SB do? So trying to think what would be the best building. We're producing buildings at a pretty decent clip. I think it might be food. It might be food. We want to grow faster. We're not going to need more dust for a little while. And we did start with glass steel, which is a dust bonus on our first strategic. So I'm not super worried about dust, but I am concerned about growth. I want to get my pop as high as possible, as quickly as possible. Alright, we got a reward, and we have a location. It looks like it's a dangerous trip, but we'll give it a go. 80 dust is maybe worth the risk. What could we do with 80 dust? Well, we could get a building out a little quicker. That is for sure. This region is looking interesting as far as just the sheer number of anomalies for making a very large city. Although we do have titanium over here, and that is an important asset to get early in the Vaulter game plan. Alright. A lot of forest in this map. Well, we know we have a neighbor to the south of us, but we got some room. Let's see about heading over here and talking to these people. And then maybe looping back around. Our science is about to complete. I'm just going to go ahead and queue up the next major building, which is the dust building. I was just checking to see what science tiles we had. If you have a lot of science tiles in the very beginning of the game, it makes a lot of sense to get the Geomic Labs tech +2 on terrain with science. If all 7 of your tiles have science, that's 14 science, which is actually more than the library provides. But it doesn't provide the percent bonus, so it's actually pretty similar. Still, Geomic Labs can be massively powerful in the mid game if you get an area with a lot of science tiles after you expand your city a little bit. Alright. Colonize. Oh, I don't think that's gonna happen. But you never know. Okay, spices. Well, we can do that, but just not right away. Let's go ahead and queue up our next building. I think we're going to grow like this. This will give us an immediate benefit much quicker. This is a long-term benefit, and we can probably buy it out. But having a little bit more dust income will help, at least until our Empire Mint's online. I don't think... Well, no, we'll go there. 3 turns. That's a little bit faster on the pop or the seed storage. By their city. Of course, it's the We're just here to get the dust. Well, the good news is they're not going to be expanding into us anytime soon. Bad news is they got a lot of units already here. We don't want to stick around. Let's get the extra point of movement so we can get out of here. Where are we going? We are going that way as fast as we can. Now, you may be asking, Nose, why didn't you activate your booster? And the answer is plus 10 approval is fantastic if you are not already happy. But 10 approval at 70 does not put us to fervent. These haunts are really close to being assimilated. I need to really consider that. Alright, so let's see. We got our Empire Mint. I think it's probably safe to say getting Glass-Steal up and running in the near future is going to be of utmost importance. So we'll go ahead and do that. Notice the Empire Mint is just in time. We're also getting very close to wanting our settler out, so we're going to go ahead and queue him up. And might even pull that. Yep. We'll leave it on there for one more turn. Okay. Scout that way. So far, it feels like a really good start. tried to... Oh, we could bribe them. No sense in that, though. Let's head... this way. Okay, Empire plan's coming up in 6 turns. We now have enough, so 6 times 2 is 12. That's not going to be enough to do anything with our Empire plan. But what would we do? If not for science, probably military. So in 6 turns, so this is gonna give us 4 a turn. 4 times 6 is 24. So there we go. That'll get us enough for our Empire plan, and it will allow us in 2 turns to build our glass steel deposit. I'm liking this. There's no way I can get another person out before, well, let's see. Let's see if there's a break point. 7 turns is too long. 6 turns is too long. Yeah. Alright, let's just go with this. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I have enough dust to buy this. That would shave 1 turn off, but that doesn't really help me because I don't have anything else to build just yet. So... oh, just out of curiosity. Yeah, that's a bunch of food. No more production. Okay. Not gonna bother with that then. Go to the next one. Okay, so this is build 2 strategics. That's good. We definitely wanted this part of the quest before somebody's been here. We wanted the first faction part of our quest done before we build this. Otherwise, it really prolongs your faction quest a little bit, because then you got to get another region, sometimes multiple regions before you have enough. So this is working out extremely well on all accounts. Whoop. Kind of missed that, but I think I might just save it for my hero. We will try to merge these guys together. We've got pretty much all of our neighboring territories figured out. We might forward settle to try to grab some land, but this territory as a whole is pretty much safe from him. However, somebody's over here. I can smell it. Alright. Another turn. So let's go there. Okay. That is unfortunate. So that guy. So maybe we go there. Alright, we need 2 more research in order to get to the next tier. These are not going to be useful for a little while. This building is actually going to be useful right away because it's going to give us more approval per turn, and it's going to put us fervent, at least temporarily. So that's definitely one. The second thing we're going to need is the mercenary market. So we can get our hero. Alright, let's hope that we can get far enough away from this guy that he's not going to murder us. Run away! Always remember to double search. Lust for loot, show the location. No, that's not going to be too hard to get to. Now the question is, how many turns did we have to do that? We still have 3 turns left. I can get there in 2. But I can't wait. Alright, we're gonna go. You're just gonna have to try to keep up. Alright, we will have him out in 1 turn. And then we will start on that. And I can actually buy this out. Worth buying out. No. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to save my dust and I'm going to buy out the mill foundry for wherever we end up settling this guy. That's what we're going to do. I'm also going to queue up $11 turns. Really isn't that bad. And while we have the resources, that gives us a lot to do. But I like it. If I do buy this out, no, I think we'll go ahead and we'll go with this. As soon as we get enough influence for our empire plan, we'll move that guy back over too. Alright. Movement is cute. Let's try to stay away from the bad men. Those guys in a moment. Next turn we'll have our 20 influence and I can move this back over. In fact, if I move this back over, we have 2 influence on turn 19 and 2 influence on turn 20, so we're there. Alright. This is going about as perfect as can be. Whoops, stop. Well, that didn't go quite as like I planned. Forgot he still had movement orders. We'll merge them and snake our way back home. This will be done in 1 turn. We'll have exactly 20 influence for our first Empire plan. We will be well on our way towards finishing the museum. We also want to get him out. And you know what? That spot that we were looking at before, we may want to get there. Oh dear. That's a problem. We'll have to retreat and hope that he doesn't move into that spot. But if we retreat, we'll be fine. As long as we settle right there. We'll have to make sure we mash the movement button. Alright, last turn. Okay. We'll just retreat. And I totally goofed. Yeah. Alright, well, what we'll do is I will reload that turn and replay that part of the game there. I need it to move and then set my empire plan before I settle my city. But this is a good place to stop. Obviously, we'll move these guys together and send them over that way. And that's where we'll pick up next time. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time. This is the Nose Plays Endless Legend.